Hi friends, welcome or welcome back to Leonyxtarot, and today we're doing a pick a card reading on what you need to know right now, and you've got 3 cards to choose from, and I'm doing it so that you can choose from the imagery. So I will show you them a little bit closer. That's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So feel free to pause the video if you need to, so that you can choose what pile, and if more than one resonates with you, or you're drawn to more than one I should say, then you're more than welcome to watch more than one, as there may be more than one message for you. And I will see you in your pile. Hi there pile 1, and this is your reading if you chose this card of tears and joy and sadness. And this card very much talks about the duality of life and how we have to take the rough with the smooth. You may have been through a loss or something, a difficult time in your life, and this card really speaks of looking at the positives. And because even if we've lost someone through bereavement or other circumstances, then the thing that we have to take away from that and really focus on is the fact of the more it hurts, the more we loved, and the more of an impact that person had on us. And it can be the same with any situation, whether it be a person, a pet. So yeah, it's very much about focusing on the good aspects, acknowledging the bad, but even the toughest of situations, they give us something to learn and grow from, and being able to sit with the duality of that. And because life is complicated, nothing's ever straightforward, and our emotions play a massive role in how our life goes and how we handle our emotions and how we deal with situations. But you're being asked to, there's something about how you've handled the situation that you've been through, and how you've held yourself and with grace and posture and pose, because it's inspiring for others who have seen you go through that and seen how you've handled it, and it can inspire others to really kind of follow in your footsteps and try and handle it the best they can. Also, if we look at the imagery, you can see even the difference in the 2 different postures in the cat. So although you may be feeling one way inside, you're presenting yourself differently to the outside world. You're showing how strong you are and really how capable you are, even though you may not feel like it right now inside. So I'm going to pop this card up here. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that. It's probably out of shot. But we're going to get into your tarot next and see what messages there are for you regarding this. I haven't planned on pulling oracles at the end, but we'll see how it goes, and if that's what Spirit wants me to do, then I will do that for you as well. But I just wanted to kind of keep it simple today and just sort of kind of get straight to the point as much as possible. So, let's see. What do my pile ones need to know about this situation? What do my pile ones need to know? Please, Spirit, what do my pile ones need to know about this situation? What do my pile ones need to know? What do my pile ones need to know? What do they need to know about this situation? One more, please, Spirit. Okay, let's see what we've got. We've got the Queen of Wands in reverse on the back of the deck there. Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, Lovers, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Hanged Man, Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. So I'm just going to tap into your energy for a second, a little bit deeper. So you may be feeling quite stuck at the moment, like you're feeling quite drained of your passions and spark that lit you up before this happened. But there is an opportunity to almost start again. It's like kind of starting over and starting afresh, which is going to lead you to your material abundance and happiness. Because with the Ten of Pentacles here, it's very much about the physical and family and being around those that you love and having everything that you need. But you're kind of stuck in this hangman energy at the moment, feeling like it's almost a sense of, is this ever going to end? Like you've gotten yourself to a point because of what you've been through. It still feels like you're kind of stuck. When it comes to negative emotions, feeling sad, and regardless of what it is, whether you're grieving for someone, whether it's an actual bereavement or whether it's that a relationship has come to an end, we grieve for what was and what we had. And sometimes we can find ourselves kind of dwelling in that and getting a bit stuck there. But it's not going to be forever. It may feel like it right now, and it can take time, and you may not be seeing completely eye to eye with everyone right now, but that's okay. Like things change over time, and it can take longer than we anticipate or expect for that change to come in. But if we can stay fluid so that we aren't dwelling too much on the past and we're allowing ourselves to fully feel our feelings, then we can purge them and transmute them. And it's not that we stop missing what was or that we no longer care about what we've lost, but it's that we begin to live again and be able to not move on but move forwards, because there will always be a place in our heart and that holds space for that was. But it's important that you know that it's okay to take the time that you need, because it's going to be different for all of you, but it almost feels like you've lost someone that you love, and it was a very deep connection. There also feels like a need to surround yourself with friends and family who you feel like you can be yourself with. Like, while you're in this energy, don't isolate yourself from anyone. Obviously practice discernment, and if they're the people that you aren't seeing eye to eye with and you just can't agree with right now because you have different ideas of how things should be, or for whatever the reason is, but make sure that you're spending time with those who you can completely be yourself with. And eventually, as you take this time to get this new perspective and integrate what's been going on and the experiences that you've had, you'll slowly be able to reignite your passions, and because the Queen of Wands is all about creativity, passions, and embodying what really lights you up in life. Yeah, and we've got the Queen of Cups in reverse as well. You may be feeling very depleted, very drained at the moment, but you're going to be provided for. Your physical needs and like your monetary needs, they're all going to be provided for, regardless of the disagreements that you may be having or the circumstances. It's all going to play out eventually in your favour. It just may take some time, and you may not be able to see that right now. And if you don't have anyone that you feel like you can really turn to at the moment, and you're feeling quite isolated and cut off, sorry about that, guys, I had to change the lighting because everything was overheating. But if you feel like you don't have anyone that you can turn to right now, then know that that's going to be coming in soon for you. Because if you don't feel like you have anyone that you can be authentic with and have a balanced, supportive relationship with, then it is on the way because of the Lovers being here, and it's all about that sort of energy. That's whether it be with yourself or with another person, it's all about that duality of the yin and yang energy. So it's very balanced between the masculine and the feminine. So that is something that you're either being asked to seek out and find within yourself, or find within others who can be there and support you through this at the moment. And you may also be feeling quite cut off from your emotions right now, because although we've got mostly Wands and Pentacles here, which are fire and earth, but there aren't any cups. So the fire element links with our creative endeavours, passions, career, and those sorts of things, and earth is all to do with money and the physical 3D and abundance. But because there isn't any other elements here, it feels almost like you've sort of, so that you can cope with the situation that you've been through, you've cut off your emotions, and you may be coming from quite a reactive place rather than being able to stop, process, and then respond. So if you find that you are flying off the handle quite easily, that could be part of why. But there is kind of a a bit of a disconnect sort of going on. And because we don't have air here either, that's all to do with the mind and being up in our head and thinking about things. So you may be burying yourself in work and focusing on that rather than really reflecting on what's happened. And there's obviously no rush. You don't need to force yourself to mentally process things, because it's a protective mechanism that is there to stop us from getting overwhelmed and not being able to function within a particular situation or with how we're feeling about something. But it is interesting to note, because it will help you come back into balance a little bit more when you're ready to do so. So you're just being asked to kind of be mindful of that and to not overwork yourself and get stuck in that trap of feeling like you don't have anything to offer outside of work and getting things done, and like the responsibility has fallen to you to make sure that everything is done and in place, because you're not going to allow yourself the time to really process everything yourself and be able to transmute that, because we have to be able to feel things to be able to get through them. There's no way of avoiding something that is, I mean, we can do it. We can avoid things that are painful and not look at it and not deal with it, but it will come back to bite us on the arse later down the line. And I keep being drawn to the Six of Wands here. When it's in the upright position, it is all about sharing your gifts and overflowing with creativity and things that you have created to birth in the world and be able to share them with others. Because it's come out in reverse, it almost feels like there's an underlying sense of not having anything to share right now. Like you're doing everything that you can, but you don't have any more to give than what you've already given and that you're already doing right now. And it's okay to acknowledge that and to be able to actually vocalize it and tell people that you're doing your best, but there isn't any more that you can do for them right now. Because by doing that and actually vocalizing it, we then allow others to support us in return, and to allow them to, by showing that vulnerability, we're then allowing them to truly see us and be able to step up. And not everyone's going to. Some people won't respond in that way. They won't know how to, or they may not have the capacity and bandwidth to themselves at this time. But there will be people that do, and that can be there for you. And with the Queen of Pentacles here, this feels very much like the energy that you are in yourself at the moment. And as you can see, she's sitting here on her own, but she's surrounded by her familiars and her cats. So you may find comfort in spending more time with your pets and focusing on those for a while to help you kind of reconnect and kind of connect with yourself more than anything else, because you've got everything that you need. She's got this pot of gold sitting next to her, and yeah, I think right now you may need that little bit of time to yourself with your animals if you have pets, or spending time in nature that will help you through this. So I think that's pretty much all I have for you, my pile ones. I'm sending you loads of love, and I really want to give you a big hug as well. And thank you for watching, and I'm going to leave it there. So please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, and you'll be notified of when my next video goes up. And I hope that you will come back and see me again soon. Until then, bye. Hi there, pile 2. This is your pile if you chose the Earth Magic card. And this speaks very much about connecting with the earth and nature. And it also makes me think of the Magician from the tarot. So it's about having all of the elements that you need, and pretty much having everything at your disposal that you need to be able to bring in what it is that you're trying to manifest, or that you are trying to create in your life. And if you find that you are feeling slightly nervous about this, or you're kind of worried about the hows, whats and whens of what it is that you're trying to bring in, then please do try and take the time, if you can, to spend some more time in nature, whether that be walking out in nature if you've got forests near you, or a beach, or even down to spending time in the garden if you have one, or bringing some kind of form of nature in, whether it be a house plant or something like that. You may also feel drawn to working with the moon and to do with cyclical living as well. And whether you are pagan or not, it doesn't really matter. You can use the moon phases to help kind of align with the energies of the moon, and when to take action and when to rest and review before going forwards again. Pets might also be significant to you at the moment as well, spending time with them and just kind of generally relaxing and bonding with them as well right now. So I think that's mostly what I'm getting from this card, so I'm going to pop that up there for you. Also, if you are pagan or magically inclined, then it could be a really good idea for you to focus on spending time in ritual or even in prayer as well, depending on what your background is. But yeah, it's an added little extra there. It won't be for all of you, but that's okay. So we're going to see what else it is that you need to know right now. Just going to shuffle these one more time, and then we'll see what comes out. So what do my pile 2s need to know right now, Spirit? What do my pile 2s need to know? What do they need to know? What do my pile 2s need to know right now? My pile 2s need to know. I'm hoping that there isn't too much of a background noise, because I have got the fan on, because it is rather warm at the moment where I am. So one more card. Now let's see what the back of the deck energy is. So I think you can see it better if I put it down this end. Just going to pop that there. So we have the Ace of Cups. So the overall energy is an emotional new beginning for you. There may be an offer coming in, or it may be that you are feeling renewed where you're potentially being drawn to spend more time in nature anyway, and what it is that you're trying to bring in and manifest represents an emotional new beginning for you as well. Also, if you're feeling drawn to take a break and have a rest, then it's because you need to refill your cup, to be able to... It's that thing, isn't it? If we spend too much time pouring into everyone else's cup, then there isn't anything left for us. And if you do need to rest, then you're being urged to do so, and to go into this hermit mode, to kind of take a break and look within, to bring yourself back into... I was going to say back into alignment, but it isn't so much that. It may be for some of you, but it's more to do with the answers being within you. You may have had a period where you've been struggling financially, or with the material world, or even feeling like you're a part of the material world. Because we've only got two Pentacle cards here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here and the Page of Pentacles, and they're both in reverse. So you may be feeling slightly discouraged at the moment, but if you can take that break, all the answers that you need are within you. And once you can take that step back and tap into your own inner knowing, then you're going to be shifting into this King of Wands energy here. And because the King of Wands is very much an entrepreneurial energy, and it's all about having things planned out and knowing exactly where you're going. So by taking that break, going within, there is the potential to be more authentic in how you go about creating your abundance. You also might find that you're being drawn back to something that you are more passionate about and gives you emotional fulfillment, but that you wouldn't necessarily think of as being something that you could use as a source of income. Because this feels very much about your bringing your physical and financial abundance in alignment with your emotional fulfillment, and making sure that your emotional needs are met. Because once you start to do that, then it's going to create this shift within you. And often we don't see big changes happening on the outside and things to start with, because it starts within us. We make the internal changes first, and then slowly it begins to be reflected back to us in our outer world. So as you go through this, you'll begin to see more stability coming in with the Four of Wands that we've got here. And you may find that you begin to work with other people as well. It's not something that I see you doing on your own. There may be other people that come in to support you and to really help. I was going to say to help guide you, but it may be for some of you that people come in and they kind of help nudge you along your path, and then others you will find that they end up being a part of your team in some way, whether it be that you start your own business and are hiring people, or you start a business with other people. but there's a real support and stability there, and sense of camaraderie and excitement and celebration at working together. Also, you're making a shift and walking away from something, although it may have been offering you stability and has been there a while. You know that there is something missing, or it doesn't quite sit with who you are now, and you're moving away from that to go towards your Ten of Cups here, because the Nine of Cups is all about walking away from something to find something better. And with the Ten of Cups here, the Ten of Cups talks about complete emotional fulfillment. So it's very much about having everything that fulfills you emotionally. And because we can see how happy they look, the cat's completely contented, you've got the happy couple, baby, and there's just so much abundance, emotional abundance there. And that's what you're heading towards. So don't lose sight of where you're going and what it is that you're working towards, because it's all going to come together eventually. It's just that you may need to take a little bit of time to rest, reflect, and to go within as part of the journey to get there. So don't lose hope. Things might not be exactly how you want them to be in this moment in time, but it's all going to head in the direction and bring you what it is that you're hoping for. It may not look exactly how you'd planned out or how you would see it being in this moment, but as you come out of this Queen of Pentacles in reverse energy, feeling like your emotional abundance or financial abundance is completely drained at the moment, and go into this resting hermit mode of reflecting and finding all of your answers. You may not be able to see what's ahead at this moment in time, but it is going to be very emotionally fulfilling and very much about your passions as well. So there are really good things coming for you, Pile 2. And thank you ever so much for letting me read for you, and to Spirit and your guides. And I'm going to leave your reading here, but please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, and you'll be notified of when my next video goes up. And I hope that you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I hope that you come back and see me again soon. Until then, bye. Hi there, Pile 3. This is your reading if you chose this card, which is Air Magic. Now, Air Magic, it very much connects with the element of air, obviously, and it talks about focusing on your breath so that you can connect with this element more fully. And it may be that you are drawn to doing things like meditation or breathing exercises. If this is the case, then there's an exercise that you can do when you're focusing on your breath. It doesn't have to take long, just take a few moments. And when you're breathing in, visualize that you're breathing in the color yellow. And then as you breathe out, visualize something like grey, as it takes away all of the negativity with each breath. So you're breathing in yellow, breathing out grey, and yeah, that's actually suggested in and spoken about for the meaning of this card. To me, this also speaks about our connection with our mind, because the element of air within tarot is very much about our mental space and how we think about things. So if you've been finding that you're suffering with anxiety, or you're getting stuck in your head and procrastinating, and you're struggling to move forwards or to take action on anything, then you may find the breathing exercise to be useful. But there are other things that you can do also to calm your mind. And I have the sense that you already have quite a lot of tools in your toolbox, and would know what works for you and what to turn to. So I'm being told not to go into it too deeply. But there is a sense of intellect, and you may enjoy learning or reading, because there's very much a sense of that sense of being a knowledge seeker and being able to see things objectively from a higher viewpoint. So you most likely can see things from both sides of an argument and think about things quite logically before you will take action on anything. And yeah, just very much in your mental space, and very logical, possibly even analytical type thinker. So I'm going to pop this up here, and then we're going to look at the tarot for you. You may also find that birds are significant for you. I believe it's a falcon, possibly, that is in the picture, in the imagery of the card. So yeah, that might be your spirit animal or hold some kind of significance for you. Same with, you may see feathers as signs, and you may be drawn to use incense at the moment, which would also connect you with this particular element. So I'm just going to do one more shuffle, and then we will see what messages there are for you in the tarot. So, Spirit, what do my pile threes need to know right now? What do my pile threes need to know? What do my pile threes need to know right now? What do my pile threes need to know? Sorry about that, pile three. I use my phone to record these, and my phone overheated as I was recording and cut out. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on it. But I continued pulling your cards. And with the back of the deck energy here, with the Six of Swords in reverse, it feels very much like you are almost John Blunt in the way that you say things. Like, you don't beat around the bush, and you say what you're thinking. You don't stop to worry about filtering things, and you're very authentic in who you are as well, and the way that you present yourself. So we're just going to turn these over. So yeah, I think that you're coming across as very honest, very straightforward sort of person. You don't really worry too much, I don't think, about what other people think. Or if you do, then you don't really show that to people. You don't really show those vulnerabilities to others. But I think I'm really noticing how I'm saying I think. And it feels like it's possibly because of how I'm sitting in your energy, and it feels very much that you are quite possibly at the moment stuck in analysis paralysis, or you are overthinking things, and it's leading you to not take the actions that you would like to be doing, or that feel like you you should be doing. Because we've got the Chariot is in reverse, and so is the Queen of Pentacles. So you may be feeling like you're slightly trapped financially and you can't take action to move forwards, because the Chariot is very much about willpower and taking action on things, aligned action towards your goals. And the Queen of Pentacles is all about financial abundance and having everything that you need financially and in the physical realm. Whereas with the Queen of Swords upright here, it's a very logical kind of energy, a very logical, very meticulous, and it can come across as being quite a cold sort of energy. So it may be that you don't like showing your emotions to people. And then with the Four of Wands, is it the Four of Wands? Let me just double check, sorry. No, it's the Two of Wands. So you're feeling quite trapped by that, and it's almost like a mental trapping. But you know that you're not fulfilled with where you are right now, and that there are things out there that you could be moving towards that would embody everything that you desire and that you wish for. But with the Star card here upright, to me this is also about the duality and reflections in life. So it's not just about as above, so below, but it's also so within, so without. And it's that connection and the way that things are mirrored back to us. Because if we are stuck in a negative thought pattern and we're expecting the worst, we will look for those little hints and nudges that things are going to go badly, and we will almost sort of seek them out. Whereas if you're thinking about things in a positive light, not only will you look for the good in the situation, but because of the energy that you'll be in, you'll show up differently as well. Because you'll feel more confident in the outcome going the way that you want it to. But you have the strength to overcome this, to endure or do the healing work that you may need to, whatever it is that you need to do. Because as I said before, you already have quite a large arsenal of tools at your disposal, and it feels like you've been working at this for a while, so you'll know what works for you and what doesn't, and what you can use and draw upon to help you weather this phase of your life and this current situation that you are transitioning through. Because even though we've got the Fool in reverse, and you may not feel ready to take those steps and take that leap of faith and begin that new adventure, you may also be feeling slightly disconnected from spirit or your higher self right now, which is why the message would have come through with the card that you initially picked in the pile selection, being very much about getting signs and synchronicities. Because although you may not be feeling that connection very deeply right now, Spirit is still showing up and leaving you those little nudges and messages along your path and along the way, almost to remind you that you aren't on this journey on your own. So keep an eye out for those, whether it be feathers or any other signs, whether it be feathers, birds. It feels very much like it is is flight orientated in the way that it would show up to you. So it could also be things like winged bugs. And when I say that, I'm thinking ladybirds, butterflies, bees. They all hold some kind of significance to kind of remind you, we're here, we've got your back. You know, you're not doing this on your own. But it feels very much like a need to sort of bring balance back. If you've found that you are stuck up in your head a lot and you're struggling to reconnect with your body and ground yourself more, then getting out into nature could be really helpful for you. Because of the duality of it, and even with the Chariot being in reverse, it's very much a need to sort of bring yourself back into balance. And because if things are out of whack, then you're not going to feel like you can move forward in a sure and steady way. But you have the strength and the courage to do this. And if you find that if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, or you may even be neurodivergent, but if you can just accept where you are right now, it can be very freeing to allow you to, rather than compare yourself to others and where you feel like you should be in life, you can start to accept where you are right now and then take those steps, those baby steps from where you are. Sorry guys, my technology keeps cutting out on me. I don't know quite what's going on with it. But also your energy might be feeling quite scattered at the moment and you may be finding it hard to concentrate. In which case I really do apologise, because I know that the video jumping around isn't going to help any. But yeah, if you can get out in nature, ground yourself, and find that balance and acceptance for where you are right now to slowly move forwards, and focus on enhancing that balance between your mind and your body, because it feels very much like you've been stuck up in your head for quite a while, and well, you're kind of in the trenches right now, where you're kind of you're struggling with possibly your mental health, or stuck in procrastination. But if you can do things that will help bring you back into your body, whether that be things like walking in nature, yoga, something, or even dancing, putting on some music and dancing, something that will help ground you and bring you back in to your body and allow you to be a little bit more present than what you've quite possibly been recently, then these will all help to bring that balance back in, which will help you for moving forwards and really achieving your wish fulfillment. But yeah, so I'm going to leave your reading here. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that this has been helpful in some way to you and that it resonates. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. Please feel free to like, comment or subscribe if you feel like doing so, and you'll be notified of when my next video goes up. Hopefully my technology will be a bit more sorted by then, and it won't pose so much of an issue. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Until next time, bye.